All right, all right. Welcome back to Eyes Open Media. Hope you guys are enjoying the day. I know some of you guys in the western part of the world are on President's Day, I believe it is. So yeah, hope you guys are enjoying the day. Okay, so it is Monday. And I want to talk about Bitcoin real quick, and then we're going to get into an interesting article about the IQD. And as you guys see in the title, it even gives the price of where the IQD might even start off at. So we're going to get into that in a second. But I did see this article about Bitcoin. And we know that Bitcoin is another wealth transfer. Do not ignore Bitcoin wealth transfer, because I think a lot of you guys, because you don't understand Bitcoin, it's just like the IQD. It's currency. Okay, so don't put Bitcoin off just because you like, oh, it's Bitcoin, whatever. It's a wealth transfer. Okay, just like when somebody introduced you to the IQD, you didn't know too much about it in the beginning, and now you are upset. Most of you guys are obsessed about the IQD. That's you're gonna do. That's so don't put Bitcoin off, because at some point when Bitcoin goes to 2,000 and 3,000, you're gonna be like, oh my goodness, why wasn't I not in Bitcoin at 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000? You know, people are going to run to me and say, well, let me get in Bitcoin, and it's at 2,000 and 3,000. I'm sitting there like, I introduced this, excuse me, I introduced this thing to you guys at 500, so, and then now it's at 1,000, and now people are wanting to join now 100% higher, you know what I'm saying? And then when it gets to 1,500, then people are going to join. Then when it gets to 2,000, then people are going to want to join in. It's like why can't people join in at the beginning? Why is your mindset triggered to, I need to see results before I get in something? That's the I have the opposite mindset. I have the mindset of, I want to be in so I can see the results before everybody else jumps in. Okay, and so that's the mindset you need to be a millionaire. That's the mindset you guys took when you bought the IQD, right? You're in it before the world starts to buy it, right? Okay, so that's the mindset you need to have for Bitcoin and everything else. You got to be in the beginning before the world jumps into it. Okay, and that's what Bitcoin's going through right now. So wealth transfer is happening, and we expect the whole world to introduce Bitcoin to its citizens. Okay, so as the United Arab Emirates considered to officially recognize Bitcoin, work on regulatory framework. Okay, so the UAE, which holds Abu Dhabi and Dubai and other places, like Jabal Ali, where I used to work at. I used to work down in Jabal Ali Pier. I used to live in Dubai, and I used to get I had a personal driver, and the personal driver would take me to Jabal Ali to work at the pier. Okay, so yeah, so Bitcoin is coming to UAE here soon, okay? And we already know that Japan has introduced it. China, of course, is just using it massively, trying to put regulations on it as well. And then Philippines as well, and also many areas around the world. Let's check out. And I don't know why this Bitcoin price is so low compared to the like Coinbase and the other prices. I don't know. Maybe because they take a fee, so they only show you the price that it is after the fee, okay, and not the actual price. Okay, so the actual price of Bitcoin is one Bitcoin is 1,072. Okay, so wow, they take a nice little fee. Let me see what type of fee Coinbase takes. Let me see here. Coinbase takes a fee of about looks like $5. Oh, not $5, but 5 points there. As you see here, look at the price difference, about 5 points off. Okay, so Coinbase is after their fee, it's 1,067. That's a lot better than 59, isn't it? Okay. Anyways, I think that's it for that. Let's get into the article of the day. And you guys know that we're dealing with Western Musul. And today is day 2 of that. I will do a report extra tonight on the main channel. But for this channel, we're going to talk about the article of the day. Okay, raise the price of the IQD to the 4 again. Now, I think the 4 means translation error, probably means to the glory days again. Okay. So it says here that some Iraqi economist calls for the government to lift the IQD exchange rate against the dollar until the rising purchasing power and increasing confidence in represents the sovereignty of Iraq. Now that's the interesting thing, because we know that Iraq is a sovereign country, and Iraq, coming once Mosul is cleared, once Western Mosul is cleared, Iraq, a sovereign country, will be returning to the international world, and they need to show us and the reality of their national currency. Okay, that's what we know. We know that, everybody knows that. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why Maliki did what he did. He flooded Mosul with Daesh, and then he flooded all of Iraq with Daesh, because he knew that they would have to defeat Daesh first before they return to the international world. So what better to flood terrorism into the country so they never return to the international world? But he didn't know that America would, and the international forces would come back in by the thousands and defeat Daesh and remove them out in 2.5 years. He didn't think that would ever happen. He thought that he would be able to reign, or that he would be able to live his life of stealing and cheating for a long time while Daesh is terrorizing the citizens. And I can't believe I can't believe they have not done anything to him yet. Okay, and I think they will as soon as they give us Mosul. Okay, because that is terrible. That is terrible that somebody has that type of mindset that, oh my goodness, they're gonna take my country back into the international world. Excuse me, sir, that's where you want to be. Okay, that's where you want to be. You should be proud about your country, proud about your flag, proud about your currency. But nope, he didn't want any of that to happen, because he wanted to continue to steal and to make sure all the citizens were poor and had no jobs, and they had to rely on him. Okay, so let's see here. And I think he was so frustrated, he was so mad at what Saddam did, that he wanted to get back at Saddam and his people and his family and all the people in Iraq. Let's see here. So it says that the transactions are, hold up, let me go up here. It says and calling for the need to stop the dollarization economy by preventing the deal internally, by making local transactions are limited to the use of the Iraqi dinar only. Yeah, and that's what they're doing now. So they're doing that now, right? They no longer can use the U.S. dollar. All transactions are done in Iraqi dinar. That's why you even saw the articles coming out from the airport saying we're trying to go into Iraqi dinar. No, you're not trying anything. You are going to Iraqi dinar only, and you're removing the USD. But the articles like we're trying to do this and it failed. No, you're going to do it, and there's nothing else to it. So it says it must be pointed out that 70% of the currency in circulation was covered in gold and foreign currencies until 1981, and the remaining bonds, Iraqi Government Currency Act, and Iraq has then applied to the remnants of the gold standard system in order to maintain the cover success governments and continue to link physical policy, especially current spending and investment. The status of the balance of the payments and the latter was determined by the government revenues, okay, from oil exports. Okay, so let's go down here, because this is where they tell us the price, and I already put it in the title, but let's go down here to the price. Where is it at? 1200. Okay, let me see here. Let's just read this here. An increased economic embargo imposed on Iraq in 1991 Okay, the official exchange rate was 320. Okay, and it says it says arrived at the current times of 4,000 dinars. Yeah, back in 2003. Yeah, back in 2003, 2004, it was 4,000 to 1, and then it went to 4,000 to 1, and then it went all the way up to 1166, and then they stopped it at 1166 on purpose, and they flooded US dollars into the auctions to hold it at 1166, remember? And then they went down to what, 1180, 81, 82, then 1184, 1180, 1184, 1182, I believe is what it's at now, right? On the CBI. Okay. I did see, there it is. Okay, so it says here, I hate when that thing comes up. It says since more than 4 years, and officials in Iraq are talking about the project monetary reforms, in which to raise the Iraqi currency exchange rate against the U.S. dollar, so that listen to this, so the new dinar equals 1.2 dinars IQD to the dollar USD instead of 1,200. Okay, so there you go. So they want to just remove the zeros, and bring it up to basically $1.20 IQD to 1 USD. Okay, so interesting. I mean, that's in this article here. So what is that what Alak wants to do? Two different things, right? What the article says they want to do, and what the economists are talking about, and the finance ministry are talking about, maybe even the central bank. But it's what Alak and others want to do. Okay, and the price they want to bring it to. Okay. It says, but the move was postponed to a later date due to the exit of some Iraqi areas under government control. So basically he's saying that this is exactly what they want to do, because he's saying here that it was postponed. So if it was postponed, that means that this is exactly what they want to do. They want to bring it up to $1.20 IQD to 1 USD. Interesting. And we kept saying it was going to be, back in the day, we kept saying 117 to 121. Remember that? Or 125. We kept saying anywhere between 117, 120, 125, somewhere around there. So we were right on back in a couple, that was back in 2015, I believe we were talking about that. And then I started to say it doesn't really matter. 1 to 1, it could be anything from, 30 cents all the way up to the 150. So that didn't really matter any longer. So interesting. The new dinar rate will be 120 dinar IQD. All right. That's all good with me. And then if that's the case, then they'll raise it up all the way to 3 plus, and maybe we'll get to 350, 370, 380. I don't know. Everything has changed since the last time we even talked about all this stuff. So I mean, they have done different things. The world has changed. So everything's different now, than it was 2 years ago when we used to talk about this stuff all the time. Everything has changed. So they could go to 390 now, maybe. They could probably go to 385 now, 379. I don't know. It all depends. But start off at 120. We'll definitely get to 3 plus in a heartbeat, won't we? So good news here. I will post the article underneath this video. On 365, I will post a video on 365 page, and then this article will be underneath there. I believe I also posted it in the visitor section of 365, so you can check it there as well. Okay. Yeah. So the dollarization out of the country. Use your own national currency. You know what I mean? And no longer use a dollar, and bring up the price to $1.20 to 1 USD, and run it up to 320, 340, 350, 390, and bring back the glory days as soon as Daesh is defeated in Mosul. And this is one of the reasons, probably one of the reasons why the GOI are taking so, we're trying to take so long for Western Mosul, but time's up. Now it's time to raise the value. All right, guys, eyes open.